Hello beloved beings throughout the planet, welcome on my YouTube channel. In today's video I would like to share with you two things. The one is about the dangerous contents on the internet, about World War III and extraterrestrial threat and so on, and all the kind of contents that have an attribute of generating fear, and the importance of choosing content which give you a sense of preciousness, which give you empowerment and evokes a sense of unity in you, because this is what is important in ascension. In the second part of the video, I would like to share with you some ideas about how we can learn more about the true story of planet Earth together, how it is embedded in the cosmic history of humanity, and how it is linked to extraterrestrials, and really how we can reveal the truth, because there are so many conflicting storylines. So it is really important to apply approaches which help us reveal the truth about you, about me, about us and Gaia. I find so many contents on the internet, on different websites and YouTube especially, which have to do with the threat of World War III, with any kind of extraterrestrial threat, and Illuminati stuff and all these things. And the funny thing is, and I think you guys also realize this, who are interested in the real ascension process, that you find these videos together with others which are about empowerment, which are about unity and ascension of the body, and it is there is a whole mass of information on the internet, and the only one who can decide what is true and what is not, whether World War III has already begun or not, or what's going on here. Do I have to, get my money from the bank and run and, away and dig a hole and, put it there and somehow protect myself in whatever ways or not, or, how it is linked to this beautifully unfolding ascension process of the body, of soul groups, of souls finding each other. So the need has emerged in me to address this topic, because the only one who can decide what is true and what is not is a clear divine consciousness. In this ascension process, it is your divine consciousness which you discover, and with which you can update your body and live a wonderful life here as an ascending or ascended master on planet Earth. So what I want to remind you today, and this is really my heartfelt recommendation, is that try to find contents and watch videos, books, read books which empower you, which give you, which have a quality of unification or unity, a quality of love and joy. Because if it is so, if a video evokes joy in you and empowerment and connectedness, then it serves your ascension process. But if you click on a video, I do it sometimes because there are so many cool stuff that look like they are cool stuffs, and then it turns out it's this whole crappy fear-based energetic patterning comes out of it, and oh, I don't need this. Everything that tells you that you need protection because you are not safe. Any content that tells you that somehow underneath try to manipulate you through fear patterns, they are very, very counterproductive for your ascension process. And I really don't want to evaluate the quality of these contents in details and the degree of truth in them, because they are put together in a very sophisticated way so that you can find partially a truth in them, but also you have to deal with all these emotional baggages, and it's very important that if you are really interested in unity on planet Earth, in world peace, in love and harmony for a whole planet, and a connectedness to all our cosmic family, then all these contents that somehow have to do with separation, have to do with fear, and they have different agendas. So as someone like you who is interested in the ascension process, needs cool stuff, needs content that is really serving you in a positive way. So it is very important, I think, to speak about it. Reptilian, draconian, Illuminati-driven control system. This is something that if you find out, if you deal with these topics, it is possible that you get upset, and it's possible that you don't really feel good, because feeling dominated, it's not really a good thing. And the tricky part is that as soon as you get upset, as soon as you hate them because they did it to you, you exhibit energetic patterns in you which really serve such agendas, negative agendas. And it is not what we, I think, collectively need here. So, and at the same time, I think many of us are very, very deeply interested in finding out the truth. Who am I? And if you follow your path, you seek for different ways how you can find out more about yourself. And of course, many of us bump into extraterrestrials, bump into different spiritual contents. And yes, of course, it seems that they are all important to putting the puzzle picture together. It's a wonderful thing to cultivate our curiosity, in a sense that we go on and find stuff on the internet that help us, and talk to wise people who know more about our origin and our true history on this planet than maybe we know at the present moment. And it's beautiful. The only thing is, and now I'm coming to the second part of the video, is that someone who takes the time to discover many things in the past, in the so-called past, from our point of view, is that you have to deal with different storylines. There are so many storylines with many conflicting details about how humanity, emerged on this planet, storylines, endless versions of the story, with many different conflicting details. How we came here, what we did, how maybe a draconian reptilian control system has emerged, and are we free now or not, or can we break free, and how we can see through the veil. And so if you really want to go to dive deep into these subjects, you have to have a very clear focused consciousness. And here now I'm coming to the point, which is that I realized that today I cannot accept the story, for example, of my country, Hungary, the story of planet Earth as I learned it at school, from textbooks, from teachers, and from in the regular way. And I know that our history as a species is way more complex, and I know that our origin goes back to our cosmic ancestors, who at the same time assist us in our process. And so here's the thing. I found out that while I cannot accept the narrative about our planet, I learned, and which formed my worldview. At the same time, I still cannot provide an alternative narrative about what has happened or what has not happened, because I have to deal with all these storylines, about our cosmic origin, and about maybe Atlantis, and different experiences on planet Earth of the different soul groups. So the amount of information is so overwhelming, and it's somehow, even if I get anything downloaded to my personal consciousness from a higher self which is relevant, still at this point I could not put all the story together, and but I still pursue clarity. I had a couple of days a discussion with a friend of mine who I really love and adore, Jörg Blochinger, alias Dr. Zodiac Ram, who reminded me of the way we can find out more about the true story of Earth, and how we can actually activate, or in that sense create a story which then really reflects the truth. And it has to do with the fact that because we consider ourselves usually as singular beings with different countless valid paths, we always have to deal with this fragmented way of being. And if you really want to learn more about our true history, we have to understand that we are embedded in systems above us. We are connected to group entities. We are part of these entities. So, fragmented storylines. How can we overcome these fragmented storylines about ourselves and about our planet and our humanity oversoul. In this discussion I mentioned, my dear friend reminded me that if you consider yourself as a singular being, is definitely only a part of the truth. And then if you have some kind of memory that kicks back about previous experiences related to planet Earth, yes, it is that you came here for some reason, and what is that which lies in the cosmic history that has to do with your mission here. It is very important if you decide to explore this issue, this idea, that you realize that you came here as a part of a bigger entity. You has always been connected to something bigger than that what you consider or conceptualize as your singular being, as your soul, because your soul is so big, and it's very important to realize that you came here as a part of an entity. And yes, it seems that it was your decision, but because you acted in alignment with the decision that has been made on one or two level higher. And if you really want to find out who you are and how you are connected to this experiential reality here, the only thing is that you seek experiences of unity. It means actually that you somehow open your heart and mind and merge your consciousness with others. So, for example, if you find your playmates here who have incarnated in planet Earth to carry out the agenda that you are driven to, it's or if you have connections to your guides or other non-physical entities, try to merge your consciousness with them, because if you find a way to have an experience in which you expand your consciousness beyond the singular being level, then you have way better chances to get updated and get access to further information. And if you expand your consciousness and get connected to a bigger entity of which you consider yourself as a part, and if you bring yourself into a state of being through some kind of ritual, which you then carry out not alone but in connection, in connectedness with others, then information can be revealed for you, and then but this time it means that you experience this unity, and that you go beyond this singular being level, and you get bigger, you will be a bigger entity, and then you can download information to your personal singular being consciousness. You can channel this information which this entity has access to, and there will be much more wisdom and much more love and joy, and also way more truth in these information than what you can find by dealing with the conflicting storylines about the history of our planet. And then you realize that actually it is really time to get back to the good old rituals, to get back to tribal rituals, to get back to some kind of experiences which you can share with other humans and other entities, and being in states which give you this revelation and give you the sense of unity. And you will see, and this is my assumption now, that we, through these experiences, can create, or if you want, simply activate the memory of it. But I would prefer the word create. So we can create a story of unity on planet Earth, in which there won't be any conflicting details anymore. Certainly, what we will see is that we little cells, singular beings, have been here for a while. We have our different valid paths. All paths are valid, and we have been on our journeys. And yes, there are so many versions of the same truth, but I cannot now describe through language, the modality which will enable us to get the information about the truth, to get the information about this unity perspective. You have to have experiences that go way more beyond language and this intellectual thought state. And so it is really another heartfelt recommendation, inspired by this discussion with my wonderful friend, that yes, in these unity experiences you can find out really more about yourself, and you will find out that maybe you yourself is actually the source. And then it comes with vast depth, this knowledge to you, and it won't be a book knowledge. It won't be, I heard it from that guy, and I had my intuition. It was a little bit different, and then another video came, and another book, and who am I, and what has happened? So we will have access to this information through technologies of the mind, which now are slowly available for us. So wonderful beings who are watching this video, to wrap it up, today's message is that I really recommend to be immersed in contents that are full of joy and love on the internet, and maybe in book format, or in whatever format you prefer. The entity you actually are is not really interested in WW3 and stuff. It is interested in world peace, in harmony, in unity, in love, and in the permanent experience of these frequencies. And I hope that this reminder of group experiences, merging our consciousness with others, helps you find a way to get more information about your true cosmic origin and who you really are. Not, maybe in a way that you can immediately put into a narrative, but you get the sense of it. And I truly hope that we will be able to come up also with new narratives and share it with each other in a coherent way. But I truly feel that it has to come through our merging of our consciousness with others. And there are so many ways to do that. I think I'm gonna do a video soon about ways how you can merge your consciousness and how you can experience a bigger you. And I want to share it with you because it is very relevant for us now here who live here in Western Hungary and try to go in this direction. And I know I'm aware of the fact that many let's say, communities try to experiment with such things. And yes, in the meantime, I wish you to live a wonderful life. If you have the feeling that you are drawn to negative videos, please do it in a way that you can use it for a transformation. You get the negativity and you transform it in you and put it, and the output will be love to someone else. In this way, I think we can really deal with anything on the internet, and we can serve with every thought, emotion, and action this wonderful being, our humanity, our soul, who is now awakening. In the meantime, my dear friends, remember your precious beings, make humans fly and spread the inspiration all over the planet.